Cloud. All right, welcome to another episode of Cultured Unplugged. YouTube, what's going on? Hey, I appreciate you sticking with me throughout the episodes. I'm giving a diverse mix of different type of content. So basically, of course, I had the Valentine's Day cooking video. I'm giving you a good snapshot introduction between who I am and what I'm about. I like food, fashion, and motivation. So I'm going to give that to you, and especially with the topic we have going on today. So today we are talking about why your approach matters. It is so important to make sure that when you're actually not only presenting yourself, not only to a woman that you like, since we are in February, but how your approach matters even in the professional world. So can go from anywhere between your dress code, how you smell, how you speak, making sure that you're articulate. Every letter is sounded out and we can understand you. So we're going to be breaking that down with my man, with Stefan Noire. He's going to be going to pull up here in just a moment. As soon as he starts speaking, I'm going to go ahead and introduce him, and let's get it unplugged. All right, Stefan Noire, what's going on, my man? How you doing?
Hey, what's going on, brother? How you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling good, man. Feeling good. I'm feeling encouraged. You know, like the weather's crazy. I'm over here in the DMV area, like you're in the Baltimore area, and it's always something, ain't it?
Well, again, what they always say, like, if you don't like the weather in Maryland, just wait 10 minutes.
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. So, obviously, we're in February, man. And before we get into the main topic, everything, tell us a little bit about you, and what do you hope to be able to give to this young man or young woman that's on the line and maybe watching? What do you hope that they gain from what we have to talk about today?
Well, a little bit about me. So, again, we're not complete strangers. My name's Stefan Noire, or again, I go by Steve as well. It's fine. My background's in finance and security. I run my own financial firm. My own financial firm, financial agency. I've been doing that I've been in the industry for about 2 years, with this particular company for about 6 months, rapidly expanding in the DMV area. We got agents all across the nation. And honestly, just really, I want everyone to kind of learn, not learn, excuse me, that's the wrong term, but I really want them to, I don't know, man.
So I think I get what you're just trying to go with it. Is that obviously like you and we both want them to be able to gain something that's a new understanding, a different kind of approach. I'm really talking to somebody out there who doesn't really know how to get have the type of game, or not even a game per se. It's not even about a game per se, but it's a way of confidence. It's like a way of, hey, I am worth it enough to be in front of you. I'm worth it enough, and I should be respected enough. But it comes with a sense of, you got to be able to have that going on already. You got to have the credentials, right?
It's not even the credentials. It's about having the self-worth. Again, if we're talking about men, and first thing that especially young men need to know is just how lucky you are to be born a male. Because you
break that down for us. Break that down for me, because I gotta get understanding of what do you mean, why should we feel like the benefit of being a man, or born of being a man?
And it's at the risk of sounding politically incorrect or anything, things like this. What I mean is, first of all, you're lucky to be born at all. Again, there's how many million sperm but only one gets into the egg. First of all, that makes you unique. And even if you have a twin, your DNA is unique, even amongst your twin. There's something different about it. But being born a male, first of all, we don't have to deal with menstrual cycles or anything like that, or pregnancy, or those fears. Second of all, and I think it's the most important thing, is where, and I'm just talking this on a surface level, like not like anything like incorrect, politically incorrect or anything, but on initial meeting, a woman is judged by what she is, how she looks, does she have a good front, good back, all that kind of stuff, how well she's put together. A man is judged by who he is. Does that make sense?
It makes sense. I'm just at this point, I'm a sponge in your sink right now. So, hey, I appreciate the knowledge, because I will say, to be honest with you, is I can agree with more with you. I know I've been in situations where you try to present yourself to somebody as much more than what you are. And I think a lot of that, especially in our culture, in our community, we want to be able to look the best. And so our ideas of doing that are going to be related to the clothing, jewelry. It may be based on assets like I don't want to say a car is an asset, but a liability, right? So adding on certain liabilities in order to come up with this look like, hey,
this persona.
Yeah. But it's not just us, though. So let's break it down a little bit deeper. So I'm also looking at, from a natural standpoint, from actual species and animals and stuff like that. You know that there are certain animals like butterflies and certain animals that will try to make themselves, even birds, they try to make themselves
peacocking. That's what
Thank you. Yes. Natural type of thing. They want to, have the colors got to be right, the look got to be right in order to attract the woman. So for a man to attract a woman today, and I would even say break it down as a black man. But go ahead. I want to let you go and say that. What you got to say?
See, the idea behind peacocking and stuff like that, because you said it's like my mind already went on a little bit of a tangent, but like the whole idea of peacocking is that's natural selection. But us as like a male species, we're more, for lack of a better term, disposable than the female is. So, but us as men, as human males, we have the ability to sit here and this is why what I mean by saying that we are judged by who we are, is we have the ability to sit there and change that.
Sure.
So wherever your level of identity is or how you present yourself, you can sit there and come at a completely different level. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
I understand. I think it's the game now, or the way how things are now. It seems like there really isn't a lot of effort in the approach. You see what I'm saying? That's where I'm getting at here, is that there's not a lot of effort in the approach. There's a lot of guys, a lot of young men, you got it in your heads that, you ain't got to really do a whole lot, right? You don't have to, you could just say a few things, you could send a little pic, you could get in the DMs. Your approach matters in everything you do. Every way you communicate, it represents who you are as a person. Not even just being a man, but being a black man, but being above the stereotype. Can you do something that's so different that it makes you stand out? It's a book called The Purple Cow, I believe it was. I read a little bit about it. It's about being so different and unique than anybody else that you were the person that gets selected. And I'm telling you, it's a marathon, not even with anybody else, but with yourself. So I'm thinking about, how can you as a young man appeal to people that they want to be able to understand, first of all, who you are before you even step to them? How can you approach yourself to a woman that you are attracted to that comes off above the standards? Because what you're seeing now, and brothers, I just want you to kind of follow me on this one. What you're seeing now is a certain level of class where women are not even demanding much. They, of course, in my age range, they are, you know what I mean? But these younger women are not demanding as much because they're not given as much, because what they see based on the media and social media condition, exactly, the environment, they are not saying, hey, well, maybe I got to do is shake my little tail. Maybe I got to go ahead and wear this thing. And again, this is I want to get into the feminist movement type of thing, because it could be a whole thing.
That's a whole deal by itself.
I'm not even going to get into, hey, if you feel empowered to come out the house a certain way, please believe you're going to be respected in that way. All I'm saying is I'm here to handle mine and my village. My village is my young man. You watching this right now, you watching me. I need you to understand how your approach matters and why it takes so much more effort, or should take much effort from you to make it happen. I want you to collaborate on that, and let me know what you think about what I just said on that.
Well, first of all, again, a lot of, especially with young black men, like the Viacom basically raises them. When I say Viacom, I'm talking about, like, you know, BET, MTV, stuff like that. Everything that they see on media, everything they see on TV, everything they see on social media. So we are conditioned. So a lot of us are conditioned in a way that this is how I have to be. And not only that, then you have the whole social proofing with, you know, your peers. You know, you see, like, you know, I don't know, let's throw out a name, Trevor. That's not a black name, but let's just say it's a black guy named Trevor. You know, he's, you know, the girls, but he looks like, you know, a straight thug. Nothing wrong with that if that's who he is. But if you're not that type of person, you feel even more inclined to be that, because he's over here getting all the women. He's got all, like, you know, he's got a nice car. He's over here flashing and flossing like he's, like, you know, like off of a rap set. I know over here sounding like a boomer and stuff like that, but you get what I'm saying though, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it has to be almost like bringing the cool into something that's much more of a higher standard. I'm not saying, hey, if you like hip hop music, go ahead.
You see, it's not. I apologize for cutting you off. It's not even just being the cool. It's something. I don't know if you've ever seen this podcast. It's called the Beige Phillips Show. It's a guy named Dante Nero. He teaches a lot of game and stuff like that, and he always says, like, you know, to always be prepared for the Super Bowl. And what that means is you got to do the back work necessary in order to sit here and be ready for when you're up, like, you know, talking to a woman and stuff like that.
Okay.
But it's also not even that, but it's also about presenting your best self. Again, we're all unique.
Sure.
Again, like for me, I'm a 6'4" black man who's 300 pounds, and I sound like Carlton. I can't sit there and approach a woman like, you know, how maybe you can. I can't sit there and approach a woman like, again, I have a buddy of mine straight from the streets. I can't approach a woman like you can. You can't just go, yeah, what's up? I can't do that. I sound stupid.
hey, you
but
know,
so you, like, you know, you follow and you kind of go with your own unique strengths and your own unique.
Yeah. And I think you have to play on what you can do, but I think that there's a little bit of things that you can add to your belt that will help you. I also believe that how you step to just anybody. I mean, certain people, you got to know who's in your lane. I will say that too. Like I only stick to educated women. Period. For me, honestly, I got to know you have some kind of common sense. I'm not with the ratchet type. I mean, everybody has their type. Like you said, I used to get clowned when I was younger, just for speaking the way I speak with you right now. But it's kind of funny because there's times where when we are in front of somebody, we almost kind of adjust our level of communication just a smidget. Yeah, to be able to at least connect, because I've been in sales. I've been in sales for the majority of my career. I'm still in sales. I love what I do on that end. And I remember speaking to somebody who, you know, a client came in my office. We started talking. She's, you know, a high level type of client, meaning what I mean by that is, you know, they got a good sum of money, you know, stashed away somewhere. They've got the credentials and all that stuff that they said. We just say, people would say, okay, you know, wow, they made it, right? So I'm gonna approach them as, you know, Mr. Customer, da 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 da. It's a pleasure to have you here, da da da, right? Then I got the next person that come through, you know, Mike, or I don't know, whatever. Somebody coming in super casual, maybe pants coming down a little bit. The approach gonna be a little different. I might speak to him like this, like, so, hey, yo, what you trying to do today? Da da da. I mean, I've literally been able to do that, but you have to be able to know how to communicate. Not saying you're changing who you are as a person, but you're code switching, like you mentioned, and you're trying to look for a way to be able to make that connection, because that's my line of work. But I would say is knowing who your audience is, like knowing who you're trying to step to be able to make that connection.
And I will agree with you 80% on that.
Okay.
80% with that. Again, it's all, again, knowing your audience and stuff like that is good, but again, you also have to deal with different personalities. Again, in my industry, again, I deal with a lot of high, like, you know, like people who, like, you know, high net worth people. But I still refer, like, you know, I still call them by their first name. I still talk to them like we're here, because at the end of the day, we're here. There's no difference between you and I except for your money, and that's something that we live in America. We have financial mobility. Right. We can do. But I've also talked to some people who are more casual. It's like, why you don't know me? Why, you know, why the hell are you over here talking to me like you know me? Because, like, so for me, like, you know, I've always, like, my best practice has always been just treat everyone with respect, but also everyone's your equal. Again, if you give them like that without, like, because a lot of affluent people get gassed up a lot. They get puffed up, like, oh, hey, Mr. Hart, or, you know, hey, Mr. Brown, you know, these things. And, like, there are so many people over here are trying to sit here and bend over backwards for them.
Sure.
And just it goes back to what you were saying about the purple cow. Or was it Purple Cow, Purple Elephant with that book?
Purple Elephant, I think it is, but same concept.
Yeah, but that's also something that would sit there and separate you. Is if you over here is like, oh, hey, John, how you doing, man? And, you know, and just give him a handshake. You don't even have to dap him up. Just give him a handshake. Look him firm in the eye. That's purple cow moment right there. Again, especially if you're talking about person of means.
Right.
You know,
you can't even connect with people like how we used to, because obviously we're in a pandemic. We can't, you know, dap anybody up or handshake somebody up. And be able to give that
has been going around lately. That fist bump. Everyone's been adopting the fist bump lately. So.
Oh, and see, then it's got to. So now it's almost, you're changing your approach, right, based on how firm you might be pounding somebody's on a fist pump. But it's those level of reassurances. The eye movement will never change. So me looking in your eye and speaking to you as a man to man, you know, you always hear that is a level of respect automatically given. I will tell you, I have been in situations where I've walked in a room, you know, and I've been able to wear a suit like you're wearing. Like I'm a little relaxed, but I may be wearing a suit like you're wearing, and automatically I'm giving that respect off the top. My respect of what I'm requesting, or not even requesting, not even knowingly, is going to be demanded. But it's not just by wearing a suit, right? I think that's just one piece of it. Do you think there's anything else that combines with that? Not even just the suit part.
Well, it's not even just the suit part. Well, again, the suit part that, like, for example, I went to this hotel like about a few weeks back, and the hotel was like, you know, it was locked and everything like that. Left my room key. I walked in, like, got into the front, like, the front of the closed glass doors, and the lady just let me in and just didn't say nothing. I went to that same hotel a week later, and she's over here asking for my ID, what room I'm going to, and everything like that. And I was dressed as casually as you were. Again, it's not even like, you know, how you feel and everything like that, but how other people treating you as well.
And I was even say, you know, I agree with you. Was just saying, I think that's scent. Right, so like making sure that if you're a young man, if you're wearing, no matter if you're wearing a hoodie like myself or you're wearing a suit, you gotta come. The next best thing.
Man, you got your scent game right. It don't matter what you're wearing.
That's true, right? Like, okay, do you smell good? Are you clean? Right? Like, do you at least present yourself when you're not sloppy? I'll never forget. This is long ago when I was kind of just starting out doing outside sales, and basically I was in this advertising firm, and I was walking in to meet this client I've never met before. She was a prospect or whatever, owned like some carpet business. Anyway, long story short, she looked down first at me and what I had on, and I had my shirt, and unknowingly I had my shirt out of, you know, not tucked in. It was out and looked sloppy. Yeah. So she had that level of look at first, was like, who is this coming up in here looking raggedy, right? And so automatically my impression was killed, done.
Yep.
As soon as, I'm telling you, it takes literally like 10 seconds. I see you. Okay, I'm not gonna really respect you like that. I'm not taking you serious. But if you want to be taken serious, it's all about like, okay, are you being direct? But are you like looking like, okay, you got it together?
But I do think that there's a way for you to sit there and even like dress casually, dress casual as you are, that you can still do, like, not necessarily demand is a wrong term, but actually, screw it. Yeah, demand that level of respect. Because like if there's that same woman over here doing that and she's over here talking down to you, you sit there and call her out. That's not right. She's being prejudiced. She's sitting there looking at you. Again, I used to be in sales. I used to work at Nordstrom. And I would walk by, like, I wouldn't even walk to customers who looked casual. But those were some of the highest paying customers. They were like multimillionaires, millionaires, and stuff like that. I didn't even, and I would walk to and I would walk to like some affluent guy. He's just window shopping, and there I miss like this huge sale. Again, we're naturally prejudiced creatures. We naturally do these things, and it's, you get what I'm saying? Like,
I hear what you're saying. I think that, again, what I mean is, I'm not saying you can't be casual with it. I guess what I'm kind of going with it is have everything look decent with it, right? Like look like you are, clean, well put, blah, blah, blah. You could come out and with a flannel shirt and a vest jacket or something and some sneakers as J's, and it'll look like, okay, I still respect you enough to say, okay, you look clean, you look decent. But anyway, I think I go back into the times where I had to be corrected. And I think, it's nothing wrong for another person, especially one of our own, to come to you and say, look, handle your business, get together, making sure that you have the right approach. You can't do it to everybody, because you got some people that will check you in a way where it may be fatal. So I really say this to be mindful about it. But in a situation where it's somebody, maybe somebody in the professional world, don't be afraid to accept the feedback that's going to be able to help you. Always. I love feedback. I welcome it. I want somebody that's on my level to come back to me, or not even on my level, to come back to me and say, hey, I think you should do X, Y, Z. If it's reasonable, absolutely, I'll take it.
No, yeah, because there's there's a proverb, book of Proverbs. Again, was it the wounds from a friend are better than kisses from an enemy? Again, I'd rather sit here and tell you, like, especially if I'm checking like a young brother, like, hey man, like, step your game up, do these things. But especially if it's coming out of love or out of like, genuine care for that guy, it does so much more for them than for me to sit here and ignore them, or like say, hey man, you're looking good, and just keep it moving, knowing that I'm lying like a motherfucker.
Sure. And I think we got to be honest and real with our people. I think women like, not even in the professional world, but women like to see it. I mean, decent women. Some women is a little different. But if you run across a decent woman, she'll appreciate a man that smells good, the teeth look good. Like, let's just say, I remember talking to a young woman some time ago, and she was talking about an experience where she went on this date. When she went on a date with the guy had on a real nice suit. He had on this and that. He was looking decent, smelling good, but he opened up his mouth and it was looking crazy. By me, when I say that, is so important. Make sure everything you can do in your power. If you got a tea situation, take care of the tea situation before you get that. Those
be ready for the Super Bowl
shoes or car. Invest in yourself first in ways that make sense. Take care of the priorities and then move on to the next. I'm telling you, it'll work. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying that I'm somebody who's got it all the way, everything. I know everything. It doesn't work. I'll be lying to you. But all I'm saying is I'm taking some life experiences to be able to mold you into the man I know you can be. And I think that's the pivotal moment here. And so I kind of go with it on final thoughts here. What do you think that you'd like someone right now to kind of just be able to take from all this that we talked about tonight?
Again, first of all, it's knowing your worth. Again, know yourself. Again, if you know yourself, you know your enemy, you know the environment, the battle's all but certain. Art of war. But like knowing your worth. Again, you are a being created an image of God, insert deity here. That's number one. And number two, again, be ready for the Super Bowl. It's like what you were just saying. Take care of the back end stuff first. And if you take care of the back end stuff first, the front end stuff will always take care of itself. Again, you sit there, you know your self-worth, you walk with the confidence like you got it. Yeah, walk like you got, like, you know, like you're someone who belongs in that room or belongs in on this earth. You walk with that, you sit there, you get your back end handled and treat everyone with respect, you're golden.
Stefan Noire, brother, I appreciate you. I couldn't have said it better myself. I hope that you have learned something quality tonight and or today, wherever you are, sitting at home, at work, and you gained something because, again, you know, this channel is built for development, and we're not going to say it's going to happen overnight. Rome wasn't built in a day. We're asking for the little pieces to make sure that you're together, that you're right, so that by the time you reach my age at 33 or 30, that you can be able to have the tools that you need to be successful. Okay. So again, this is another episode of Culture Unplugged. Make sure you leave a comment. Let us know what you think. What could we have added to this conversation? What do you think you need to do to step your approach up? Let me know. Send me a DM. And always check out another episode. Stay with us weekly. I'm telling you, I got some great content for you, even coming into March. So always excited. And Stefan Noire, again, brother, I feel blessed to have you with us today. I
I
appreciate it.
appreciate this opportunity, man. I really appreciate this, man. Thank you so much for this opportunity, and I hope I was able to bring some value to you guys and to your channel and to
I
everyone watching.
I hope we did it, and I appreciate it. I think you did. I know you did. So again, stay unplugged with us.